this is a great area to build our yard. I think it's about time we get to it. Hello and welcome along. Once again, we are going big on Estancia Lapacho, and today we're here in the area that I want to build our farmyard in, and the reason for that is because based on the feedback to last time's episode, or the last video, people want me to move forward a bit. I did ask last time, should we cheat money in and get our farmyard built and add another tractor? And the response pretty much was a unanimous yes to that. This is because the series, really where we were with the series, was we got to the point where we had, where to progress, to move forward, we were going to have to do a massive number of contracts and a massive number of harvests in order to get to the point where we could buy this land and we could get a second tractor, and it was just, yeah, it made sense to move forward. So we've not added in a ridiculous amount of money for what we want to do. We've added in $1.5 million. That is allocated as $500,000 to buy the land that we're about to build the farmyard on, $500,000 to buy our new tractor, and $500,000 to build our farmyard. So that is the base setup of where that's going to go. If we have a little bit left over from the end of that, we might use it to buy a couple other things. But to be perfectly honest, I think the vast majority of that is going to be taken up doing those three things. So in today's video, we are going to be building our farmyard here. In the area next to field 10, and in Tuesday's video we're going to be getting our new tractor and putting that to work doing some seeding, I think. So without further ado, let's purchase our land. So as I mentioned, the land is in this area here next to field 10. There are no fields in it at all. You can see it here. It's now highlighted in blue. Where we're going to be building our yard is where my flashing icon is at the moment. To the east of that, we actually have quite a bit of land that isn't going to be part of our farmyard. So we're probably at some point going to cut some trees down as well, and then make another field or something else, some other bit of land we can work, because that will be quite useful to us. Yeah, we need to buy this. This is $466,608. So let's buy that. And there we go. We are immediately down to $1,045,000. So that's purchased this. Now the next thing we need to do, if you look at this land where we are, there's a slope running on it. So we've got a slope running from the bottom end here going up this way. So I need to flatten out. If we're going to be building our yard around here, this kind of needs to be flattened out. We need to make sure that it's all on the level, or at least where we're putting stuff is all leveled. So let's get into our landscaping tool, like so. And yeah, you can see here the area. Now, normally, I have mouse control of this. In fact, I do have mouse control. So, important note here. I now have the shuttle control because I have the advanced vehicle setup. If you're using a shifter with your G29 or anything like that, I find I have to have it neutral. Otherwise, my mouse gets locked when I'm doing landscaping and things like that. So, yeah, if you're using a shifter, try and make sure that you're that it's not causing you to get stuck like that with the tool. Right, so we need the help up for this. So I want to smooth. No, I want to flatten. So I'm going to flatten. To do that, I want to increase the brush strength. So the brush strength increase is Q and E. So I'm going to ramp up the brush strength. I only do this for when I'm doing leveling. If you do this with when you raise and lower, you create some crazy things. Right, so our entrance is here. So I'm going to level things off coming from here, and you can see already we're cutting into the sort of the hillsidey area quite a bit straight off the bat. I'm going to bring this down. And we're going to create quite an area here where we're going to be doing our yard. And yeah, you can see there that that's dropped quite a bit on one side, and we're going to be raising quite a bit on the other. So I may create sort of levels to the farmyard here, simply because I don't want to do that too much. Now my barn, I'm going to put my big barn over here. So I'm going to bring my level out this way. And I want to try, I don't want to erase all of the stuff, all of the bush and everything that we've got here. But at the same time, I want to make sure that the area that we're going to be putting our barn and stuff in is nice and level. Right, there we go. Because this is a very nice area to put our barn in. But as you can see, we're lifting it quite a way up. And this is one of the reasons why I think this is going to cost us quite a fair... Well, why I think we're going to end up with quite a cost for this job. Right, so there we go. So we can put our barn in at this point. Now, the barn I want to put in is actually the standard shed for this. It's just sort of a storage barn. I think it works really well in this position. I did have a quick look at this before. If we put it here, what we end up with is we end up allowing access to all sides of it, which is quite cool. And as you can see, it then sort of functions really well as our main barn, like so. Yeah, that is really nice in that area there. That works really, really well. But I don't want to raise the land any further over there. I'm going to actually smooth the edges in a minute. Right, the other piece of the other building I want to immediately build is a workshop. Now we could go with the standard lizard workshop, but to be perfectly honest, I like this one. This workshop here, it's about twice the price, but it should fit in rather nicely into our area here, especially now that we've sort of lowered this bit here. Now, if I'm careful... Now, I need to alter the height of where it is. So, if I do... Change placement height is Q and E. So, we're not really changing the placement height much, if at all. And there we go. We can raise it there, and I want to lower it right down and plonk it there. There we go. Absolutely perfect. Exactly where I want it. And yeah, that works brilliantly there. That's fantastic. Right, the next thing I want to do is we need to get ourselves a somewhere to store our grains and stuff when we come in. Now, the thing is here, I think that we can get a storage shed. Oh, sorry. A silo here. I want to use the large grain silo. Now, to get this where I want it, we need to bring it up. There we go. And then I need to turn it, because that is going to be in the wrong place. And if we can bring it through here, so next to that tree there, that would be great. So, we need to lift it up a little bit further. And that is about where it's going to end up. Now, this could go horribly wrong at this point, so let's give it a try. And actually, no, that's not that horribly wrong, I don't think. If we look at this. No, that has risen it to the same height. We need to sort of level out here a bit, and maybe actually we can just smooth that down there a bit, I think, to bring that back. But yeah, I'm happy with that. The tree here is sort of embedded in the ground a bit, but it is still there, which is good. And we'll bring the grass back a little bit around the edges, but that's good. Otherwise, if we fly up at this point, we can get a good idea of how our farm is looking. There we are. I'm really pleased with that. I think I'm going to go for an interesting setup on the ground. But let's get putting some more buildings in. So we're not going to do any animal pens. Farmhouses, it's 350,000. I think we're going to have this farmhouse for now. So pull the details of that up. Now the best place to put this, I think, is actually going to be over here. If I can get the height of it right. We want to turn it round and just sort of back it onto those bits there. It's a little bit out of the way. It's going to be a great place for us to sort of get everything. So, yeah, like that. And then that will go nicely in there. Now, I want to lower it a little bit, I think. I think that would be much nicer in a lower position. So, just going to sort of lower it down to that sort of level. And I like that. I like that a lot. Right, so next thing, we need to smooth out some bits. So back to our landscaping tool. And yeah, we want to smooth this bit out here a bit. Going down here. So to do that, the smoothing tool is the middle one. And we just basically go like that. Smoothing between our two levels. I'm being careful not to delete too much of the foliage. I really want it to sort of be nice and smooth going out around there. I think we're good in most places. It's just sort of around these edges. Now this is where the whole thing of smoothing it out is also going to delete a load of shrubbery. Now I think there is a bit that allows you to add shrubs back in, but I haven't found it yet, and I haven't done anything with it yet. So I will have a look into that. But I think there's I saw something, I think, added that kind of stuff back in at one point. So yeah, because it would be useful for here where we have this. I'm liking this a lot. This is working very nicely. And our farmyard, you know, for a farmyard, this is looking brilliant. I'll just sort of bring this down. Yeah, get this so that it properly looks like it's an area that's that sort of had you know, is nicely set up like this. We're going to put some of this grass back around these edges. And as I said, if I can get something that does the shrubbery, then I will very much. Right, so that's that there. Now, turning around, it's all well and good. Actually, it's pretty good for us at the moment with that. That barn, that shed, should take most of our equipment. I just wonder if we can add another shed down here. If there's something that we've got that's sort of a drive-through shed here. The easy shed one isn't really what we're after. Maybe I don't know. Now that's oh wow. So that's a workshop. These aren't quite what we're looking for. One of these small ones might be. I don't know if they really massively fit in with this map, but those are one. We got those elsewhere. Otherwise, it is one of these, and one of these easy sheds. This one without this. If I pull up the details of that, you can see that is a massive shed that is gonna, yeah, not sit really how we want. It's gonna increase the size of our yard beyond what we have. So what I'm gonna do is I'll probably end up seeing if I can get another shed. Now I think we want to add a bit of decoration. I quite like that. I think we want I do want to add an old wall in. I think that'd be quite cool. So we can do that. And where we're going to add this. So this is just to sort of show us where our entrance is. I think the curved wall. Oh, perfect. So let's we want to turn this curved wall coming into it. Absolutely perfect. So off our roadway like that. One there. and the other one here, and just sort of gives us a little bit more of a grander entrance into our farmyard. Still gives us enough space, but shows where our entrance is. And there we go. That, I think, is a good basis for our farmyard. I really quite like that. In fact, you know what? Sheds-wise, I think we may be able to get this easy shed. May fit quite nicely down this side here. So let's turn this and see if it will. Yeah, we're quite close. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that would need to be sort of back here. That is not a bad shout, though, for putting it back there. So, yeah, I think we will. I think we'll extend our yard out here, because this would be a good place for us to store pallets and things like that. And maybe a couple of bits of equipment. Although most of the bits of equipment we've got would be too big for this kind of thing. So, yeah, let's put that there. I think that is at the right level. Let's just check. Don't want to... Oh. Yeah. There. Now, hopefully, that has not mucked us up too much. Right up to the edge of our workshop. Which is the beauty of the place anywhere. Is that, yeah, you could not get it that close anywhere else. We are slightly high, which is not the end of the world. What we can do is we can take our smoothing tool to this and just smooth down that edge. Make sure that it's not, you know, such a ramp going up into it. There we go. So if we have a look there, that's much better. There we go. So you can hardly see that that's a ramp up now. That just sort of goes there nicely. I'm really liking, actually, how close I got those two sheds. That works quite nicely. We need to just check the inside of our workshop, because I have a feeling... Oh, yeah. We need to lower this. So this bit is now where we start getting onto the details. And we need to sort of come in here. Right. So, I want to level this out, so we'll take the leveling tool. So, flatten. And we want to actually change the tool look. So, I think that is... No, that is... Change shape is C. There we go. Right. So it really is. The trouble is, this close in, it gets a bit difficult to do. And it's we need to change the size of it as well. So there we go. There we go. Right. So we need to flatten out this corner. Now it goes quite a bit into there, so. You can see that it's lowered that quite a bit. So what I want to do at this point is I want to smooth it in this corner, which it's not going to do. So we're going to flatten here. There we go. So it's coming into here a little bit, but not massively. And it's quite difficult to get this to go inside of a shed like this. It really doesn't want to sit there. Right, and flattening again. Yeah. It really, really doesn't want to do the inside of those sheds. Oh well. That's okay. We'll just smooth it out. And flatten it again. I just want to flatten it to get to there. And then I can smooth this way. I think it's because that back bit is... whoa. I'm having trouble because I keep moving my mouse as I'm moving around here. Right, there we go. I'm just going to smooth this out round here. Just so that, there we go. Right, let's get ourselves some painting done now. So we change over to our other one. I want to reduce the effect of the brush size, so we're going to take that down to about 0.2, and then switch over and get our painting tool. So increasing the size of our area, I want to use where's our change tab type is that. So I want to use initially the paving slabs one, which is quite cool, but it's finding it in here. It's not that one, although that is the concrete that is used everywhere else. So the next one, again, I don't think the paving slabs are available to me. I think it's just this. So yeah, so we will just use the concrete. That's interesting. So the paving slabs type seems to not be something available on this map. It seems that you can only use that on the American map, which is really intriguing. I didn't know that. As you can probably tell by the fact that I tried to use it. So I'm basically the middle of our yard here. I'm going to add this into here and do this all in concrete, so that we have a nice concreted yard up to our entrance to it here. So sort of up to this point is where we're going to do it up to. And I'm doing sort of big areas first, so that I can, and then I'm going to do the detail and the edging in a moment. Now, yeah, one through there as well, and I think up to there. So we're going to reduce the size of our brush now, and I'm going to switch it to the circular one, because that allows me to put more detail into it. So, changing modification shape again is C, and it just sort of then bring in a little bit of angle into what we're doing. Again, around here it's not such an issue. Most of what we're doing is doesn't require the extra stuff anyway. This is just sort of adding this detailing stuff around the edges. So I'm leaving that tree. So what we'll do actually here is we'll change the size of that, and then we're going to add some sort of just some dirt or some edging around there, which we should be able to do. There should be a brush type which is sort of dirt edged. Just sort of gives us the opportunity to add some detail around the edge here. Ooh. My mouse has disappeared off the edge. There we go. Yeah, I need to watch that. That can be quite an issue, quite a problem. There we go. So just sort of giving us a bit of space around our greenery there. And we're looking at the same thing here. So this is using the smallest brush. There we go. So that's added a bit of detail around there. I think we need to add some stuff coming, and a roadway or something coming off here. So I want to, again, I want to change my thing, and we'll take a road, sort of an edge going off here, which will then sort of bring around here as well. There we go. I do like the edge of this concrete. It's quite nice and quite a different sort of thing. But it's just, you get the diagonal set up like that, and it's it can be a little bit funky. But that should do us for sort of going down the side of the building there. So that's really nice. There we go. And then round here. So I want to kind of restore the grass a little bit, I think. So let's bring up the grass one. Increase the size of this. And then, yeah, we're just going to bring the grass back up to the edge here. Just so that we're not, so that our bit here is, yeah, not so surrounded by this huge slab of concrete that it places around it. Yeah, that is quite honestly unnecessary. Now there are various other bits and pieces you can download that add a little bit, you know, that aren't overly functional, but still add some interesting little details. And I will probably try and grab some of those over time. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. That's a good start. Do we have anything else in the buildings here that we want to use? Animal pens, we're not looking to put any of those in yet. Miscellaneous is always the good one to look at. Oh yeah, we could do with a fuel tank. So I think a fuel tank, actually, great place for a fuel tank is between here. Not overly big, but will work very nicely in that space there for a fuel tank. Now I don't need a water tank or anything like that. I think a pressure washer is something else we need, and I think we can put that down the side here. So yeah, in fact, right between these two is a great place for us to put this. And then I think that is us just about done. I don't think there is much else we can do on here. We're pretty well done at that point. Nothing else in that section. Not any more silos we're looking to put in yet. That farm silo is pretty cool, but I've gone for sort of standard one. Decoration, we put our 2 walls in. Sheds, we've got our sheds in. There's nothing else really there that I want. And farmhouses, we've got our farmhouse in. So, last thing we need to do is we need to get our road in. So, starting landscaping, we're gonna bring a road in here. I will zoom right out for that. So, we're going to bring a road off here with that ground type. We are painting. No, that is the wrong one. That is also the wrong one. There we go. Right, so with our painting, we're going to come around the edge here. We want to come through these shrubs. Turn because I can't see that overly well. I don't want to take out something that I want to keep. So our road is going to go round like this. Over towards our yard there. Again, widen it a little bit. So that we can come around this way like so. There we are. Again, I just want to widen it that little bit. And then here. Now what we'll do, quite nice to have that bit of grass in the middle there, I think. We're actually going to go off to our farmhouse as well, our camper, because we want to be able to put our car out to this. Now, again, I'm going to have to smooth here, so change landscaping mode, smooth this out all around here. Our brush strength is particularly low at the moment, so let's take that back up. And there we go. We can smooth that out up to our house. And then switch over again, and we'll take a road straight off here. And there we go. So should we want to get some sort of farm vehicle, we now have the space to do it. But otherwise, I'm really quite pleased with that. That's great. We'll put a road out that way at some point. But at the moment, this just, to me, this just works really, really well. Maybe we can take the corner off this as well, actually. Like so, there. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. So let's have a quick look. And there we go. So that is our yard. So we've got our workshop there. We've got our storage barn there. We've got our main barn over here that should hold all our stuff. We've got our grain silo here that will work perfectly. We've got a nice little dipped area with some plants and stuff in it here. We've got our fuel station here, and if we just pop over here, we have our pressure washer as well, so we can now clean our equipment. So next time we are going to go and get our new tractor. But for now, from this map, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.